So welcome to the Team Call, guys, and I am so excited today to share something with you which we have actually been covering the past few weeks, really in the lead up to Christmas, into the new year. We have been covering the topic of vision and goals and everything else, but hopefully today you can really see from the perspective of a few of us what drives us in our business and what keeps us consistent. And what you'll see is that that is our vision. And for each of us, Sarah, Jo and I, we have different visions that I doubt for 1 minute the visions that we have for this business are similar, but that keeps us consistent. So we're going to go into the details of that. But before I do that, I'm just going to share a few things in the presentations. Just bear with me. It's always a bit slow here. Right. So I just wanted to start by saying, you know, I think there can be no misconception that for certainly us in the UK right now, I think globally, actually, the climate, whether or not it's because of the pandemic or political situations, it's a difficult time, okay? And I just wanted to touch on that before we move into like the bones of the call, just to say, if you're having off days, that's going to be so normal in this period. And I don't want you guys to beat yourselves up about it or feel like you're not normal because you're struggling, okay? A lot of the coaches in this team that are close to me last week know that I had a really hard week. It didn't mean I gave up on my business, but it did mean that I had a couple of major meltdowns. And it did mean that I continued to crack on. And I just want to be honest about that. You know, we're all human. And if we bottle it up and we expect to be perfect all of the time, that's really where you get problems. Okay. So just making sure that if you're feeling the stresses and strains of life, which inevitably I believe most of us will be in some sense, no matter what, you know, situation we're in, it's really important right now more than ever to take a moment and say, okay, I'm finding this really hard. What do I need to do to look after myself? Okay, we're coaches and it's so important that we lead by example. Okay, so for me, that was drinking a gin and tonic at 3:30. I'll be perfectly honest about that. That is not typical. That's what I needed to do. I had one, I didn't have 10. I ran a hot bath and Guy took Arthur out and I got in the bath with some lavender salts and I didn't feel guilty about it. And I took some time out because I needed to. So it doesn't mean that when the going gets tough equally, you just go, oh, F this, and you like throw the whole towel in, because this is a business that needs daily consistent effort. But I think it is so important now to be kind to yourself and not to beat yourself up if you're finding it tough. Okay, inevitably it's hard, but with that being said, on the flip side, as I've said about 1 million times these past few weeks, the value of what we have to offer people has never been more needed. We have never ever been more needed, and if that helps you get out of your funk, it definitely helps me. Then what a huge job we have to do. You know, if we're finding it hard, like I was thinking to myself, I'm finding it hard now. I do all this PD and I've done it for 3 years, and you know, really, touch wood, mentally, I'm pretty there. Imagine how your regular, normal mother or woman in the UK or US or Canada is feeling right now if they aren't focusing on their fitness and mindset. They are really struggling. Okay. And so let us continue to be that beacon of light. Yeah, like don't paint a rosy picture if you've had a shit day. I think that's a bit weird too. So just being real, like on Friday I said, like, who hands up who's homeschooling? You know, I've had a difficult week, here's what I'm doing to deal with it. It wasn't all negative. It wasn't like this is the shittest thing ever and like no resolution, but sharing your struggle and then helping people look at how they can perhaps address that and turn it into a positive. That's what we're there to do, okay? We're not there to be unicorns. We're there to be human beings who can help other people through those struggles by inspiring them through our own journey, sharing our struggles as well, okay? So just, you know, never forget that if you're having a hard day, people really need us, and being able to help other people is so cathartic. It really is, to help them with struggles that we all go through. So last week we covered this, but just in case for anybody that wasn't on, we have the Let's Get Up dance program coming in the spring. I know Jo is literally already thinking about her bright neon workout outfits for that dance program. I have 2 left feet, so on the other hand, I might just hide behind my camera. We have a new program coming out from Amwala in the summer, so you guys that love the work and love Amwala, I love Amwala. I'm actually super excited for this one. Me personally, I'm more excited about it, but you know, it's important to find the programs you resonate with, guys. So this kind of thing here is going to be super exciting. Salted Caramel coming out March 23rd. I'm afraid UK, we don't have it, but US and Canada, just for those of you guys that are new coaches, these launches of these like exclusive flavors pique so much interest in your stories, and you will get a lot of customers this way. So if it was me and there was a limited edition flavor in the UK, I would be all over that. I would be sending free samples. I would be showcasing it, because remember, if you've got something exclusive, it could be a way to get somebody in with a challenge pack who hasn't wanted to do it before, but actually that kind of unique exclusive flavor is what tips them over the edge to join you in that month. And you obviously want to be showcasing what you feel about that product. Okay. Team Cup. Hopefully you guys are all in the know about Team Cup. I know we've got some brand new coaches, and I kind of feel like the Team Cup is a little bit of a baptism of fire for you guys, because you're getting to grips with your training, you're trying to do your programs, and then here I am telling you guys about Team Cup. Get yourselves into a team. Really, guys, the long and short of Team Cup is company-wide. It is a month-long sort of challenge where you get into groups of 5. It can be people in your team. It can be people from other teams. You could post in the champions page. You get together as a team of 5. You have a leader of that team, and you get your heads down together to really work out how you can have the best month ever. And I can promise you, as somebody that in the UK won in February 2019, that was the reason why my business blew up in the space of 3 months, because I absolutely hit the floor in February, because I was in a Team Cup and we said, right, we're going to double everything. Now, that didn't mean doubling the time I spent doing stuff. It just meant doubling everything I was doing. Okay. And that provided the momentum for the next 6 months in my business. And looking back, I think about, had I not been in February Team Cup, would I ever have hit 3-star? Would I ever be where I am today? Probably not. So guys, if you aren't in a team and you've been too scared to reach out to somebody, please think about it as, am I going to get over myself and put this business first? Or am I just going to be too scared to ask someone and suffer the consequences of actually not going all in on this? Like, if you haven't reached out to someone, or someone hasn't reached out to you, doesn't matter. Like, when Team Cup came up for me, I didn't know anyone. I was like the only Brit in an American team. I was like, right, I need to leverage this. So I'm going to get a team together. And I took it upon myself. I was a relatively new coach, but I went for it. So guys, if you're brand new, it's all in the FAQ. It's super easy to register a team. If you're new, be that girl that takes that incentive and goes, do you know what? I'm going to come into this new business flying, because I'm going to be in Team Cup in February, and I'm going to find a team and I'll lead that team. And we're just going to try and double everything. Okay. And really all it is just following your tracker and just upping what you're doing. Okay. Success Club trip in 2022 is going to be in Punta Cana. The month of January, guys, this January is double the points for the Success Club trip. Okay, so say you hit Success Club 6, that's going to be double the points that it would be in any other month. Okay, so if you're going to really smash it, I'd say January and February are the 2 that you really want to smash it. These trips are incredible. I've only been on one, mainly because Dominican Republic got cancelled last year, and Riviera Maya, that I was due to be on with my family, got cancelled this year because it's in March. But I can tell you that experience is something that I will never ever forget. And that was before I even really had a team. So it was just me and my husband and my son and lots of other Beachbody coaches, a couple of girls from my upline that I knew from America, and it was a Bahamas all expense paid cruise, and it was insane. So if there's a reason you want to hit Success Club and you love trips, you want to make sure you hit Success Club every month, and it's a non-negotiable, because then you will get an invite onto these trips if you hit Success Club. Digital Business Activity Tracker coming January 28th. So watch this space. When I see more on any trainings or anything like that, I'll let you know. But I believe it's going to appear in our dashboard in our coach office. And I know for a lot of us, we are digital. We love to be able to see that. This is going to have a dial that shows you what percentage of the tracker you've completed each day, which I love the idea of. So watch this space. And the preferred customer program, for those of you guys that missed it from Super Weekend, that is really going to be where you can enroll people as preferred customers instead of discount coaches, and they're going to get the discount on the product, but they aren't effectively called a coach, but they still build out your rank, which is going to be an absolute game changer for us. Okay, so that's going to launch at May, but the training is going to come in Feb. So this week coming up, new coach call, call 3 is Tuesday the 19th. Okay, most of the New Coach Academy know that it is an Emerald in 24-hour call. Okay, so anybody that isn't already Emerald and wants to get on that call, you are more than welcome to join. It will be that Emerald call. And the level up call for the girls that are Success Club 4 Emerald, active Emerald and above, will be at 8 p.m. on Thursday UK time, and then the team-wide sneak peek into coaching is going to be Sunday the 24th. So I'm actually doing that with Joe and Sarah. So if you've got people that might be interested in the coach opportunity, don't know how to invite, or just want to know more about it, just drop me a message. The invite scripts are in the files section in the team page, but if you want any more info on it, please just drop me a message. I'm here to help you guys help other people. Okay, so book of the week. This is actually, and I just want to discuss this briefly. So on the business activity track, you'll see at the bottom it says engage in personal and professional development. Now, really, when I'm accelerating in my business and I'm going for really big goals and I'm getting kind of super focused, I dedicate myself every day to ensuring that not only do I do personal development, which is something like Jay Shetty, Think Like a Monk, or Ant Middleton, Zero Negativity, or You're a Badass, I'm also focusing on my business development, i.e. building business skills every day by listening to an audiobook. And again, if I think about the times that I've really been excelling, it is because I've been immersing myself in both forms of growth. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't find time in the day to exclusively listen to this book. This book I'm listening to, I'll listen to as I'm doing something really mundane like building connections, because I can listen to it at the same time. I listen in Audible. This book is insane, guys. He basically talks about, as it says on the tin, thinking about your year as being 12 weeks long, and at the end of 12 weeks, evaluating. But it puts that urgency on you that you're not going to get if you're thinking about a goal over a year period. And it's really changing my mindset with my business and how I execute my tasks. So you go-getters out there, definitely listen to that. It's amazing. Summit, Coach Summit, I think we all know this is like, they're still very much planning on this going ahead. For us in the UK, I think we know vaccine rollout, we should almost all be there come springtime, hopefully. So I'm still hopeful this will go ahead. And you guys that are newer coaches that have not yet hit Success Starter, hitting Success Club, your first 3 out of your 6 months, or 3 out of your 6 months, you will get that summit ticket for free. Okay, so that was, for me as a new coach, had to be the goal, had to get that summit ticket for free, and I did. Okay, so just hit Success Club 3 out of your first 6 months. Okay, coach of the week, and it's Claire Monroe. So Joe's just gonna say a little bit about Claire.
Yeah, just want to say super proud of Claire again. I know she's had this before right at the beginning, but she's so consistent, always there, always on her social media. She won't mind me saying she had a little wobble a couple of weeks ago when we went back into lockdown, really about her business and the children and fitting this in as well. And she literally just bounced back within about 48 hours and has just gone for it, all guns blazing. She's building her business, her PT business on the side as well, which is going from strength to strength. And together we're putting together a sneak peek into the virtual gym, or for boot camps, which we're running in February. And she's been absolute great support on that as well. So well done, Claire. Keep up the good work. She's an absolute superstar. Really pleased.
Well done, Claire. Amazing work. And I think that's what we were saying, when you find the strength and ability to push through and find a way through when the going gets tough, that's a really good sign. That's a sign that you're finding a way. There are going to be bumps in the road, that there will be bumps for every single person, and your success will be determined by how you navigate those. So well done, Claire. And I wanted to just quickly mention Riz, who is a new coach. She enrolled as a new coach probably 2.5 weeks ago, and she has just enrolled her second customer, and I'm super proud of her. And Riz came to me as a customer, actually something that was given to me from Beachbody. She fell in love with the programs first and then said, you know what, Izzy, I want to do this coaching thing. And I'm super proud of her. I know culturally she has a lot of challenges about women and exercise, and she's really championing a cause there. So really proud of you, Riz. So Tracker Prize, well done, guys. Despite us all, being in lockdown here in the UK, homeschooling, look at this. Look at all you guys who are still completing your trackers. We've got teachers on here as well. No bloody excuse. You guys are still getting it done. So well done, Claire, Francesca, Gemma, Taylor, Joe, Gail, Elaine, Marta, and Sarah. And the winner this week is Taylor. So well done, Taylor. If you just drop me a little message and let me know what vouchers you would like, and I will get those across to you. As long as I can do them on the internet, I will get those sent. Success Club board. So just super proud of you guys. What are we, the 17th of the month? We've still got 13 days to go, almost 2 weeks. And look at this board. So I'm in at 14, Donna at 6, Joe in at Success Club already, Sarah in at Success Club 4, Francesca in at 4, Leanne, Joe's brand new coach, literally just hit Success Club 4, has got a second coach, so amazing work. Riz at 4, Taylor at 2, Claire at 2, Gemma at 2, Ginny at 2, Jules at 2, and Kelly at 2. And I know Jules and Kelly are 2 of Sarah's new coaches. So just honestly amazing for me. Like, I was thinking the other night, and this is why I'm starting to get Joe and Sarah in on these calls, how amazing it is to have a board that is not only resembling my coaches, but my coaches' coaches. And that is really what this is all about. I want for you guys to exceed anything I do. I want you guys to support your coaches and help them see success. And that's what Sarah and Joe are doing. And it just feels amazing to lead the team with people who also want to lead others. And as I said before, that is not an exclusive club. That is up to you guys. If I start to see that you're going to do that, I'm going to start to invite you in on stuff. So, you know, it is a fair playing field here. And it's amazing to see these guys step up and level up. Talking about Sarah, she is Success Starter month 2. She's at SC4 right now, and once she's locked in that Success Club for this month, she will be a Success Starter, and I have no doubt in my mind to do that. So well done, Sarah. New Emeralds, Claire, Francesca, and Gemma. These guys are all in the Level Up mentorship. So Claire is hosting a sneak peek into a boot camp with Joe as a result of our Level Up call, and Francesca and Gemma are actually hosting their first sneak peek into coaching on Monday next week. And again, that's as a result of our Level Up mentorship, where we do get you guys to really start pushing you out of your comfort zone so that you guys can do what we do, so that you can be successful, more successful than we are, okay, and build your own team. So we have that push group in January right now. If you hit SC4 and you're an active Emerald or above and you want to join, this goes for Joe and Claire's and Sarah's coaches. If they want to join, by all means, that door is open. Once you hit SC4 and you're an active Emerald, you can come into that group. And that is the case for every month. So if you don't hit SC4 in that month, you will have to go out and come back in again. It's really so that we're coaching those people that are doing the work and are actively helping people. And I will be booking that diamond retreat. I spoke to Joe actually early on this week about it, and I'm going to book that retreat for the summer. There's no way I'm going to do it in the spring, but I will be booking it, and I need to talk to Sarah and Joe actually about the parameters for that to get on that retreat. But watch this space, you know, that is going to be huge. There will be photo shoots and everything else, and that is really what leverages your business on social media. Showing proof of your team, and obviously meeting that community is so incredibly special. There'll be team shirts and all sorts. So to come to the topic of the call, which is vision and motivation, and this is something that I don't see that much, you know, together as one piece. People talk a lot about vision and then goals, and I was just thinking about what has made me successful, what is making my coaches successful that are doing really well. And I can guarantee it's this: they have a very clear vision, and it is as a result of that vision that they hold that motivation day in, day out to do those consistent daily tasks, okay, of that tracker. And believe it or not, that will excite them, because if they've got a clear vision, they're going to be like a dog with a bone with it. And yeah, you're going to have hard days. As I said, like, I have hard days where some days I fancy it more than others, but revisiting that vision and knowing what your vision is down to the last blooming detail is literally going to be the difference between you being in this team and not really doing much, and being in this team and literally blowing the doors off. I swear to you, the moment that I got a clear vision on, actually, if I lift that lid off what I believe is possible for my life, or usually what culturally we have been conditioned to believe is possible and we should want for our lives, once you blow the lid off that and say, hold on a minute, that's just cultural conditioning, and actually in an ideal life, this is how it would look. And maybe it is, as we've done before, we've done vision board parties, sitting down with the other half or your family and saying, you know, what would we do? And I think for a lot of you, and this was the case for me, and I just want to visit this one again, because I think there's a mental block for a lot of us. When I first started to do that, I sat there and I'd be like, I can't really want that because that's really like crass. That's a bit disgusting. Like it's a bit ugly and horrible that I would want this stuff that seems greedy. That's cultural conditioning. Okay. That's cultural conditioning when we believe that we aren't entitled to something because actually we should be happy with what we've got. That's cultural conditioning. So just want to, hopefully in describing that, just blow away any misconceptions or limiting self-beliefs that you have around that, because that was definitely mine, and it took work and it took creating my vision board. Now I'm basing this call on the assumption you have a vision board, but what I believe we have in this team is people that have done vision boards, but people who haven't really connected with it and don't really believe that it's possible. And the reason why I say that, as I said, is that when you have a really clear vision and you believe it's possible and you focus on it every morning, that's why we wrote this contract, but it's also why in the morning, I want you guys to look at your vision board every morning and write down, or at least read what that vision is every morning. I do it every morning without fail. I think I even did it on Christmas Day. And some people say you should do it at the end of the day as well. Now, for me, I don't really want to like look at my vision board just before I go to sleep as well, because that's just, to me, that's just a bit much. But just really not underestimating the power of that vision, because if we have goals and we want to complete this and we just have goals, it's going to get boring and you're really going to lack this motivation in no time. And then doing the tracker, you'll have a hard day at work, whatever, and you go, do you know what, I'm just too tired to do this today. I'm not going to do it. When you have a clear vision, you will find, as I said, it's literally like a dog with a bone. Like, get that stuff done. That stuff on my contract, I make sure I get it done every day. I am like a dog with a bone with it. So a vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. And I want you to think about that. Have you got clear vision? Because if not, you've got this. Action without vision just passes the time. And that really hit me, actually. Vision with action can change the world. Okay. So I think you guys know, what my vision is. And that is really to have a life that I never had growing up. We didn't have much. I didn't even travel on a plane until I was about 10 years old. And something in me, maybe it's a Sagittarius in me, I love to travel. I love to experience new places. I always have done, ever since I was a little girl, and I never got to do that. So for me, my vision is that I actually have PKD. I have polycystic kidney disease, which my mum had, which was why she had a brain aneurysm actually and passed away. So it's quite complicated. A lot of you guys won't know that. But for me, my life could be 68, okay? And I just want to share that with you. It could be very short for me. And so for me, what holds that vision strong to me is that I am going to live my life to the best of my ability in every single moment that I can. And I want to provide my family and myself with memories that I'll never forget, that I never got to experience as a child. And I want to enjoy that as much as possible. And that means flying first class. And I'm going to be unashamedly honest about that. And that might not be for you. It means flying first class. It means going away with my family on holidays, every holiday that Arthur has, because we don't know how long we have on this planet. And that's my vision. And that won't be the same as Joe's or Sarah's. But when I lie in my bed in the morning and I can't be bothered to get up, I remind myself of why I'm doing this. And also the lives that I am impacting and helping others create a vision for whatever it is they want to do. It's not about me, it's about them. And it's about the lives I can impact in the time that I'm on this planet. And that's what drives me. So I just wanted to share that. And I'm just going to let Joe, do you want to go next?
Unmute myself. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I was obviously, before I came into this role, vision, I'd never even heard of vision casting or anything. So even when I went into the Diamond Push group, actually, back in September, and I was asked to do my vision and my why, I really struggled with it. As Izzy knows, I didn't really know. But after I sort of thought about it and broke it all down, for me, my vision is, because of the knock that I had with my confidence and everything, my vision is quite selfishly, I suppose, but for me, it's for me to prove myself that I can reach the top again. So for me, my vision is to build my brand, be within the top 3 coaches in the UK within the next 12 to 18 months. And to make everyone around me really proud of me, really. And that's really all my vision is. I don't really have any materialistic vision. I've been quite fortunate. I've been in a really high paid job and I have a beautiful home, a beautiful car, an amazing family. and before lockdown travelled quite a lot. So for my hubby to give up work would be amazing, so we could travel more. But for me, my vision is about me reaching the top, building my brand and putting myself out there. So yeah, that's it.
Love that, Jo. Yeah, and I love how different these visions are. And I think hopefully that shows you guys that it's so important that you connect with, you can see like Jo's a little bit emotional about that. That's how you should feel. And if you don't yet, that's why we want you to do this, because until you get emotional about what this means for you, you're only going to go so far. You're only going to go so far in this business. Sarah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. It is interesting actually, because I think it is a very personal thing, and it is therefore, everybody's vision is going to be completely different, and Izzy's absolutely right in that case. Izzy and I connected for a number of reasons. One of those, I think, is because from traditionally from a family background, I was another person who was shoehorned into a career that I was never meant to be in. So I have a very traditional family. My father is German. If anybody's ever met a German, they'll know what I mean. But they're all the same. This wanted the very, very best for me, as an example. So he was really a career that was going to get me somewhere in life, and that was going to pay the bills. And and also coming from a very working class background, the aspiration was, a small 3-bed semi-detached property on a relatively new estate, and that was it. You'd made it if you got that to that place in life, and you got there by doing a job that was sensible and deliberate. And he's an insurance broker, makes it worse. So you can kind of get painting a picture of kind of how that, and he was massively influential in my life. And so I became an accountant. Now that goes completely against every bit of my nature. I am naturally very creative. I am actually quite extrovert in a lot of the way that I am. I like to be practical with my hands. I like to build things. I like to see something through and make, and kind of create something out of what I do. And the career that I ended up in was very academic, very hands-off, very based around, brain. You get the idea. So I spent all of my life to the point where up until I sort of made a shift after my babies, trying to be something that I wasn't. And I think a lot of work was done to be able to unpeel that onion, and to let go to one side what I thought I was when I'd created this fantastic career. I made it to director level very young, just like Izzy did, in a totally different field, and was leading businesses. But it was so against the grain that I literally just got to a point where I couldn't do that anymore. And so, I kind of peeled those things away and had to say to myself, if I was going to survive to see old age, I was going to have to do something different. So, and so for me, the vision is around being able to spend my time doing something that meets my needs as an individual and meets my personality and meets the very core beliefs and values that I have as an individual for me, not for somebody else. And that is huge, so, and you'll see me post up occasionally for anybody who just follow my pages. Every now and again, you'll see about the concept of breaking up with your parents, breaking up with what your parents have put into your head as being the world and the life that you need to follow, because they are the most influential people on you from a very, very young age. And that sinks into your absolute core. So being able to put that to one side and say, I love you with all my heart, but I'm going to be my own person. I'm going to follow my own path, and I'm going to create something for myself because it's what I want to do. That is huge. So for me, it's about time. It's not actually about materialistic things, are fantastic. And I absolutely follow Izzy's lead in terms of wanting to be able to give my boys things that I didn't have growing up. But for me to be able to spend time with them, for me to be able to go to take them to school, to pick them up from school, to be there when they're sick, you know, and still provide the family home that I know I can provide for them and the life that I can provide for them. That is absolutely enormous. But to do that, you have to go beyond what the world says you should be doing. You have to be able to see beyond that. And the single message that I give to my team whenever I lead a team in this kind of scenario is you as an individual have no boundaries. There is no limit to what you can create, and there is no ceiling to what you can achieve if you choose to create it for yourself and not create something that somebody else has put in your head. And that fundamentally is where I'm going with this business. I have no idea how big this is going to go. I'm just going to keep going and see how large that gets ultimately in the long run.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. And what I love is that Sarah said so much, you know, this is why we've connected, as she said, that is so true to me and my story and my vision, which I actually haven't really thought about from a vision perspective. But perhaps it's because I am at that place now where I do drop my son off at school. I do pick him up. I can be home when he's sick. I can homeschool him technically, you know, which I hate. But but yeah, that, you know, I think that's probably struck a chord with so many of you guys on this call. You know, we are in a culture and society that ingrains in us that, you know, we've got everything we should ever want in this society. And so why should we, you know, go not play it safe? I mean, the upbringing that Sarah's had, actually, I mean, it's just got me thinking, was so similar, because my dad was from a very, very poor family. They didn't have much at all, and it was exactly the same. What is he? Why wouldn't you just be a teacher like everybody else in this family? Like, what, you want to go and work in property in London? Like, that's, you know. And even now, I think I'm the black sheep of the family, and I just don't care. I couldn't care less. And that kind of breaking up with your parents, yeah, what a good way of putting it, because I'm pretty certain my sister and brother say things about me. In fact, my brother says to me sometimes, how's the beach bodying going? And I feel like saying, I'm earning a full-time income that I was earning in corporate London that I worked 10 years for, like beach bodying. I mean, he's a lawyer, so he's probably likely to say things like that. But, you know, he's got this cultural view of it. And it is so true. And that will tie to your vision, because actually, I hadn't thought of it. So thank you, Sarah, that actually that lid on your vision is going to be created by the way that you were brought up, and you going, oh no, I can't do that, because, you know, just being very aware of that little voice in your head saying I can't because my parents, and ultimately that is going to impact a lot of us. So thanks, Sarah, for that as well. And Joe, I think it's just so true that you know, there's going to be so many different visions that, you know, and Sarah said it, I want to just see how far I can go, like a bit like Joe. I just want to see how far I can go. And actually, when I was where Joe and Sarah were, I would literally just say, well, I just want to see what I can get away with. I'm just going to do my fucking best and see what happens. And the wheels fell off, and it was messy, and it wasn't perfect. And I definitely learned a lot along the way, because loads of shit fell off the back that I learned about and I grew through. But if I hadn't have just decided to let's just see what I can get away with, I wouldn't be where I am today either. So that was really amazing to listen to Joe and Sarah. So anyone got any questions or comments or anything they want to add or ask?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When we're doing the bod groups, are we, because I had this conversation with you before, but when I'm now coming to the end of my 21-day fix, and then I'm going to start with other people, and I'm going to invite them into my group, am I doing the same workout as them with them, or am I then moving on to something I want to do, but supporting them with what they want to do?
I think it depends on what you want to do, but basically for new coaches, what we usually advise, because it's easier, is that you run another group of the 21-day fix, and you can do 21-day fix extreme or the 21-day fix, or you could do another program. But I'll message separate, Simone.
Okay. I have another question about probably because I don't think I was on a call last week where things were said, so I probably missed a load of stuff, but also to do with more training wise and like the back office. Where do I find that?
That's all in the Beachbody Champions training, and also in the initial kickoff video that you'll be sent from Beachbody. I'll message you separate, Simone, because this is separate. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll send you the recording for the call last week.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No worries. Has anyone got any questions or comments on the vision stuff? I know for newer coaches, you probably haven't even created a vision board yet, so don't worry, we can talk about that separately.
I think it makes you quite emotional, like listening to all your visions. I was feeling a bit like tearing up, actually. It makes you a lot of things that they said kind of resonate, and you kind of think, it makes you think a bit deeper about what you want. So thanks, guys.
Okay. And that's, you know,
I was going to say on that one that I think for a lot of us, I think for all three of us, it's fair to speak for all three of us on this one. You go through, this doesn't come from nowhere. What I mean is, you have to spend that time thinking about what really, really drives you. You have to really spend that time. And Izzy talks about it a lot about kind of creating vision. But you have to give that time. And that's why the personal development is so important. You've got to put that time aside to start to really unpeel those onion layers to what really motivates you, and to really start to understand yourself. Because when you do that, that's when you start to find the thing that gets you emotional, if you like, the button that is going to make things happen when that snooze button goes on and you turn, rather than turn over, you get up. And it's only by going on that journey and kind of understanding yourself. And for us, we're, in some cases, we might be a little older than some people. In some cases, we've maybe had a few more life experiences than some people that have kind of got us to that place. But you don't have to go through shit to get there. Do you know what I mean? You can start understanding yourself better, and that's where the personal development comes in much, much earlier, right from the very beginning. Save yourself the grief.
Yeah. And that's what Josh and, a lot of the personal development gurus will talk about. If you don't cry or get emotional when you really figure out what that vision is, and you don't feel emotional when you've got to it, you haven't got it. You haven't got the vision. When I've really got into that vision and why is that my vision? And it connects to my own mortality. That's emotional for me. Of course it is, but I connect with it and it drives me. The other thing that I would say is, if you continuously find yourself asking your coaches, how do you do this? How do you do that? You're asking the wrong question. And you're asking the wrong question because when you have that vision and clarity in your mind, you'll work it out for yourself. I didn't get put through really any training at all. When I was a new coach, Mackenzie was 8 hours behind me. She was really quite new. She wasn't training in the way that she was. And I just had this vision and I figured it out, and I didn't ask how. I just went out there and found the resources. And I'll tell you, with Joe and Sarah, the two things that they have in common, they ask me sometimes how I do something, but for the most part, they just go and figure it out themselves. That's what being a true leader that's really successful is. It's not expecting your coach to tell you how to do this and how to do that and how to do this and how to do that. It's the wrong question. It's working out what's my vision and why do I want to do this for myself, and figuring out your own way for yourself. And the reason why I say that is that if we don't find our own way, we can't sit in our unique ability as a coach. Because if we want the exact way our coach does, that's not us sitting in our unique ability, because our unique ability and way to see success in this business for every single one of us is going to be different. And I think it's really, I think about Mackenzie and me, the way we do our business completely different. I don't even know what half our systems are. I haven't asked her. I've just worked it out for me. And I've fallen on my face so many times that's why I've seen success, because I've worked it out for myself. So just wanted to share that. And it's not to say like we aren't going to give you guys training, because we do. And I'm really proud of that training that we provide as a team. But if you find yourself asking all the time, but how do I do this? And how do I do that? And how do I do this? And how do I do that? Go and figure it out and ask yourself, am I clear on my vision? Because that will drive you to find out the answer for yourself. And ultimately you'll be far better prepared in this business if you're your own leader with it and you figured it out your own way. And that's what I want for this team. I don't want to lead followers. And I think that's the same for Joe and Sarah. I want to lead leaders. I want you guys to be your own leaders and give you that autonomy to go and find out those answers for yourselves. And it starts with your vision. And there is, I've said this before, there is nothing that makes Joe or Sarah or I any more special or capable or anything with what we're doing. Every single person on this call is highly intelligent and highly capable. The thing that's missing for some of you guys is that your vision just isn't clear enough and you don't believe it's possible. Okay. And that piece, as Sarah said, tapping into that personal development, working out why and where you want to go, and really saying to yourself, do you know what? This isn't a shitting hobby. This is a shitting like life. This is my life and I can take this wherever I want to go with it. And you can. You have to believe you can, because we believe in you.
Mic drop.
It's true though. It's absolutely true. You know, you've all got the ability to do it amazingly. We've got an amazing team here. Anyone want to add anything or share their vision even? No. Okay. What I'll do is I'll do a little boomerang. Jo, did you want to add anything else? You good?
No, I don't think so. I think sort of Sarah, like Sarah said, just, you know, it's not something that you just go, oh yeah, my vision's this. I had to really dig deep for mine. I didn't think I had, you know, because I made the mistake of listening to everybody else's visions, and everyone wanted like a big house or some, you know, something like that. And for me, none of those things really resonated with me. So I was like, oh, I don't think I've got a vision, because I don't really want anything like that. So, but then when I actually had to do my why for the Level Up group, that's when it all came out. And it was that flicked the switch for me. And which is why obviously I then went to Diamond, because I went into that group knowing that I had a clear goal of what I wanted to do, why I was doing it. So.
Yeah. And that's why, guys, you want to get into this Level Up group. You really, really do. That door is open for anybody that, you know, hits those parameters. Right, I'm just gonna